The Philippines comes closer to the estimate by experts that coronavirus cases in the country could shoot up to 40,000 by the end of June. Experts say the country is still experiencing significant community transmission of the disease 3 months into the pandemic. This comes as the Health Department confirms 30,682 coronavirus cases Monday, June 22. As 630 new cases are reported Monday, 467 of these are fresh cases, while 163 others are late cases. Fresh cases refer to test results released to patients in the last 3 days, while late cases cover results released to patients 4 or more days ago. There are 1,177 deaths and 8,143 recoveries. The continued increase in cases comes 3 weeks after the Philippines transitioned to more relaxed quarantine measures and limited public transportation resumed. Meantime, 2 of the 6 jeepney drivers earlier jailed for protesting during quarantine test positive for the coronavirus. The group's counsel, Henry Enaje, did not disclose the identity of the 2 who were positive for the virus, but says 72-year-old Elmer Cordero was not one of them. Piston Secretary General Steve Ranjo says all the 6 drivers were asymptomatic and underwent a polymerase chain reaction or PCR test for coronavirus last June 11. The National Bureau of Investigation Cybercrime Division concludes its probe into complaints against self-branded Duterte diehard supporter Mocha Uson. Uson, now Overseas Workers Welfare Administration Deputy Administrator, allegedly spread false information during the coronavirus crisis. Cybercrime Division Chief Victor Lorenzo says their legal division is still deciding whether or not to push through with filing a case against her. The complaint comes from Uson's Facebook post crediting the government for the distribution of personal protective equipment sets. The post was later fact-checked to have been donated by SM Foundation. Uson says the post was just the result of an honest mistake. Uson led the dance group Mocha Girls and supported Duterte during the presidential campaign. The complaint against Uson comes from an earlier Justice Department order to investigate coronavirus-related fake news. Amnesty International Philippines slams the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or PDEA for using a dedicated Facebook page to gather tips on suspected drug personalities. Butch Olano of AI Philippines says PDEA's isumbong mo kay Wilkins or reported to Wilkins Facebook page poses a dangerous call, especially as the drug lists used by police lead to deadly operations. Olano says with this, PDEA creates a system where individuals are placed under perpetual surveillance and names could be added arbitrarily, for example, because of personal vendetta, or because the police receive incentives for killing more individuals on the lists. Aside from calling hotlines, PDEA encourages people to send private messages containing information to the page. The Facebook page has at least 3,200 likes as of June 22. Olano says the use of the page promotes lazy and unacceptable work. He adds compiling drug watch lists without any legal basis is unjustifiable, irresponsible, and illegal. President Rodrigo Duterte has been condemned for his deadly anti-drug campaign, which human rights groups say killed around 27,000, which include vigilante-style killings. Meantime, the Philippine National Police or PNP scraps its Chinese help desks after criticism from Filipinos. The PNP command decides to take down the Chinese help desks, which will be converted to tourist assistance desks to cater to all tourists regardless of nationality. PNP Chief Archie Gamboa first floated the idea of having Chinese help desks in police stations in January 2020, citing crimes involving Chinese nationals in the Philippines. The Philippine Judges Association or PJA on Monday, June 22 cries foul over bashing of the judiciary following the high-profile conviction of Rappler CEO Maria Ressa and former researcher-writer Reynaldo Santos Jr. PJA President Judge Felix Reyes says the statement was prompted by criticisms after Manila Court Judge Reynelda Estacio Montesa convicted and sentenced Ressa and Santos to a maximum of 6 years in jail for cyber libel. In the statement, PJA says the attacks on the judiciary are so vicious that they may lead to the public losing faith and respect in our judicial system. The most prominent legal groups in the country said Judge Montesa's interpretation of cyber libel's prescription period, extending it to 12 years, was wrong. They believe that cyber libel, just like ordinary libel, prescribes in only 1 year. This means that a libel complaint can be filed only within a year since the publication of supposed libelous content. The PJA under Reyes called for the resignation of former Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno when the latter was undergoing an impeachment proceeding. Megastar Sharon Cuneta plans to sue the man who threatened to rape her daughter Frankie Pangilinan on social media. Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara says Sunday, June 21, the singer reached out to him. Guevara says Cuneta already identified the man, but they will still have to verify the identity and address. The revised penal code prohibits sending grave threats, which can lead to jail time and a 500 peso fine. On Instagram on June 20, the actress posted an image of a certain Sonny Alcos who supposedly said on social media that if he were younger, he would look for Frankie and rape her. The man appeared to be responding to Frankie speaking out against victim blaming and rape culture on Twitter and starting the viral hashtag #IhaAko in response to a condescending reply from Ben Tulfo. In her Instagram post, Sharon called the commenter an of a father and said he was an embarrassment to President Rodrigo Duterte, who he allegedly supports. Frankie is Sharon's second child and her first daughter with her husband, Senator Francis Pangilinan.